Ich war kein Thief, Football Cards, we're here to light the fire. Stating facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that passion won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another live episode of the Light the Torch podcast. And it's just going to be the three of us today. I think we're maybe a couple more weeks of no B Jones on the Wednesday night shows here. So, well, hopefully you'll be back coming soon here. But you got the three amigos here. So we're not going to say anything bad about B Jones. Right? At least I won't say anything bad about him right now. So. But yeah, let's go ahead and introduce the guys here. Of course, to my right, we have Guns. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good, guys. Fight on.
How's CFB 26 going right now? At least for you.
It's going great. It's going great. I'm in multiple dynasties. It's things are rolling. Things are rolling.
It's not going too good for me. And and we got Mr. Raul Flores in the middle, down below. How's it going, Raul?
It's going good.
Busy.
Good
busy
evening,
day.
fellas. Fight on. Yeah.
All right, and of course we have our fifth member here, Kristen Ragland here. How's it going, Kristen? Appreciate the $5 dono here. So let's go ahead and get the show started. So it's a relatively light week for USC. We don't have any updates on TJ Wingfield. So if you guys have any questions about that, we won't be able to answer those right now because it's pretty light. We only know what we've heard from last Sunday. So. But then Big Ten Media Day, we'll talk about that, maybe some expectations of what we hope to hear tomorrow. And then also we're going to go through the early preview of the Illinois game, what everyone says is probably the litmus test for this team. So we'll go ahead and get into that and just answer some questions that you guys have about recruiting. If Guns has the answer for that, I'm sure he'll answer it for you. But let's go ahead and get started. So real quick, we also want to give a shout out and send out best wishes to Arenas, Elijah Arenas, the men's USC commit. He's been through a lot, and now he just torn his meniscus, you said?
That's correct.
So the dude can't catch a break, but he's going to come back stronger than ever. So put your best wishes out for him and hope for a speedy recovery. He's supposed to be out 6 to 8 months. So
that's correct.
Who knows?
So is he gonna be out for the entire season?
Most likely.
Sounds like it, yeah. But it'll be close.
Will he even play at USC then at this point?
He's a freshman, so he's still young. So who knows? He may. It's still early in his career, so we can't write it off at this point right now. But
no, I'm not saying I'm writing him off. I'm just saying because what if he goes to the NBA or something?
I don't think he'll go to the NBA without having any kind of can he?
Yeah, it would be a risky choice, but you never know. He could do it, but yeah, I feel like he would want to play at least.
Put something on tape at least.
Yeah.
I mean, there is the G League, but will the G League even take a chance at him if he's injured? But not saying he's not good enough to do that, but it's just logically he should at least play one season in college at least to have something for the scouts to go based off of. So but yeah, shout outs to him. Hopefully everything's going well for him in his recovery. Sports medicine is a lot different than what it was back in the day. Even like 5 years ago, things can get people heal a lot faster now, especially with the medicine that we have. So good lucks to him. But let's go ahead and let's talk about the Big Ten Media Day, which is happening tomorrow. Well, at least for USC, it's currently going on right now. So let's talk about what we hope to hear and maybe some expectations for Lincoln Riley and maybe some of these players, and hopefully see how they respond to these media members. So what are you expecting to hear tomorrow, Guns?
Honestly, I would like to hear some talk about the O line. Maybe an update from DJ about DJ. I'm not sure if Lincoln would have that information, but that's the real top thing. I'm really excited to hear and hopefully to hear. I would just say just energy from Lincoln. Again, this off season has been great for him. A lot of things off his shoulders. So just want to see that energy. Him being just and good spirits, basically. So I would say those are the top two things I hope to expect.
All right. What about you, Raul? You're on mute.
I was gonna say Guns pretty much took the two main points that I wanted to talk about, but to go a different direction, get an update regarding Mayava, how he's progressing during the off season, what kind of growth Lincoln Riley has seen on Mayava, and yeah, just kind of getting an update on that if possible, and then kind of to piggyback on Guns, just an update regarding the O line, since that's one of our biggest, I guess, question marks in terms of a position group. So, and then just like and kind of like what Gunn said too, just I want to see the excitement from the players and the coach in terms of this upcoming season.
Yeah, and I want to hear confidence in Lincoln, because I feel like the past few times it's been more just kind of a little bit passive and just like we're still trying to get everything all set up or whatever. It's just I want him to like be excited and just like ready for the season and kind of be more confident that this is going to be a different USC team than it was the year before, and just kind of just like we've had so much momentum with recruiting and with everything that's been going on when it comes to the front office and just the defensive hires that we've had and just the recruiting. So I kind of want that to carry over, like what you guys are saying. Just it needs to come off the same way that I want that kind of Chad Bowden kind of excitement being rubbed off onto Lincoln Riley. So I'm really hoping that we hear that. And what Kristen actually said was interesting too. I want to hear if he kind of brings up anything about Notre Dame, or if maybe someone from the media asks him about it, and see where he kind of stands, because we all saw how Marcus Freeman said that he wants to continue playing the rivalry game and see how he responds, because I don't think we've ever heard him kind of talk about the game directly, at least recently. So it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say about that. But what about maybe from some of the players? Like, I don't know really how much we're going to really like. That's not more coach speak and them being coached up on how to talk to the media. But what do you guys think we're going to kind of hear from like Makai, Kamari, Elijah? So what do you guys think we'll hear from them? Like, Raul, what do you think?
First of all, I want Makai to say that we're the best dual wide receiving group in the nation, and we're going to prove it this year.
I mean, he kind of has that like dog in him. I could see him saying that.
So, or at least, I don't know, one of the top duos or whatever, but just kind of want him to, show some confidence in terms of that, and kind of, set some expectations for himself for this upcoming season. And then who else is going to be there? It's going to be Kamari and who else?
Elijah Page.
Elijah Page, okay. Yeah, and then just from Elijah Page in terms of see what he's grown in terms of the growth he's had from last year to this year, and then what he sees from the his teammates, and how he expects us to what he expects from us this upcoming year.
All right, Guns.
Yeah, Raul definitely said. So one of the things I wanted to mention is Elijah Page, like the development, just how his confidence is, kind of what his expectations are with him and the entire group of the O-line. That's kind of my theme this show. But yeah, I think O-line's definitely going to be big for us. And then Kamari, don't want him to give us all the secrets, but like, what's his thoughts going into a second year of D'Anton Lynn's scheme? Just overall kind of vibes with the defense and stuff like that. Just any stuff that we haven't heard before would be great to hear, because we have high expectations for this defense.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear from Kamari, just like how the team, like where you were saying, how they're going to mesh when it comes to the second year. Granted, it's his third year being in this game, but like I want to see if he sees more confidence in this team when it comes to just playing freely and more open, because that's what D'Anton Lynn kind of really wants them to be able to do, is just play without thinking and just go based off instinctual and just fly to the ball without hesitating. So I definitely want to see that. And kind of Elijah Page, I just kind of want to see his maturity and see where he was, like, because when it was his freshman year, he kind of got put down into like the what was it, the scout team. So
Yep.
He had to get pushed around just to kind of get that kind of edge to him. So I kind of want to see where he's matured since his freshman year, and now he's pretty much the guy on that offensive line. Like, he's the leader of that line. So I kind of want to see that leadership mentality from him. So yeah, kind of like what that offensive lineman from LSU, he was like the leader of that line. Like, I kind of want, because like when he talked about his line, he definitely was the leader of that. So I kind of want to see that from him, that passion. But yeah, and from Makai, I definitely want to see that, like, kind of that grit from him. I want him to be kind of that wild card. I kind of want to see some funny moments from Makai, and just see his confidence as being probably the best duo, easily the best duo in the Big Ten and all of college football. Like, I want him to kind of like say it and inadvertently, like, I'm sure he's probably told not to like come out and straight up say, yeah, we're the best and fight me if you think we're wrong or whatever. But I want to see some of that kind of confidence that we see that he has on the field whenever he goes up against other DBs. Like, you can tell he knows he's going to be better than the next person. So I definitely want to see that. And like, it's going to be interesting to see, because who was our representatives last year? It was Jonah Monheim and Miller Moss, and was it Kamari? Say that again, Guns.
I think it was Kamari.
Okay, so it's definitely going to be interesting since this is the second year in a row. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited. What does the chat think, or what do you guys want to hear about from the team here? So Anthony James says, I want to hear how excited Kamari is to play with his high school teammate Harvey. Yeah, and it's his family too, right? Like his cousin. How are they related?
I think that's right. I mean, they're very close, if anything.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're related, unless I'm mistaken someone else, which I want to be surprised.
They're somehow related. Either someone's dating, I think someone's dating someone's sister or something like that, or something like around those lines from what I recall. But they're close. For those in the chat, if you guys know how they're related, let us know. But I know they're somehow related, though.
Actually, they could just be good friends, from what I'm saying. At least, God brother. Thanks, B Jones. He's in our Discord, but he's out there. God brother. I've never heard that before. Okay. So they're related in spirit. So
yeah, Preston brought up a good point right here. The bottom one.
You mean? Oh, you said Preston. I thought you said Kristen. I want to hear about if they'll be prepared, better prepped for travel. Yeah, that'll be a good question. I'm hoping we have some good questions coming from our end. I don't know who's going to be the one interviewing Lincoln, but definitely the travel is going to be a key thing here. And Jeff, hope you enjoy the chains. Appreciate it. Let's see here. They are related because they're part of the Trojan family. Good
that
one.
too, Anthony James. That's true.
Anthony. Let's see what else. What else can we think of next? Or do you want to talk about the idiotic thing that the dude up north said? So I don't know if anyone has seen this or not, but Mr. Daniel Lanning, I don't know if that's his actual first name, but Mr. Daniel L. Lanning, I'm just going to make up some random name for him, but he says he was asked today about tampering, and he says this: there have to be, which is not proper English, there has to be consequences to those actions. If not, there will be actions like that. And I'm assuming he's talking about the Nico Iamaleava kind of situation. I'm not sure what the whole reference was, but that was from Brett Murphy, or McMurphy. But the fact that he has the audacity to talk about tampering, like, bro, you have to be a special kind of delusional to think about that, to even kind of say that out there, knowing for damn sure you've done the exact same thing. And I'm not speculating. I'm saying for a fact he has done that. Granted, I'm not actually knowing what's going on, what he does, but it's pretty widely known that Oregon has done that kind of stuff. So, what are your thoughts about this idiotic statement that he has said, Guns?
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfect. The dude is dude's retard, basically, in my opinion, for saying this. I mean, and then don't mean to say that word, so it's not a great word to say, but it's wild that this guy comes out and says this when he has tampered with multiple players, tampered with us, tampered with Boise State. Obviously, he didn't get any players, but at the end of the day, he tampered and tried to get players to go to their school. It's wild that this guy wants to come out here and act like he's the one getting tampered from, like schools are tampering with his players. Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, it's yeah.
Yeah, looking at some of these chats here, this man wants us to believe with a straight face that Oregon didn't tamper with Emmanuel Pregnon. Like,
right.
Come on, my guy. Like, literally, Emmanuel Pregnon literally said he was coming back to USC for his final year. And then a week later, he's magically in the portal. Like, everyone was caught off guard by that, including the offensive line coach. Lincoln Riley, I'm sure, was pretty caught off guard. And the fact that he just decides to go there, and I'm pretty sure I don't know if there was any kind of actual evidence from people saying that their NIL team went after him, but it's really. But I guess I will ask Raul what his thoughts are. I'm sure he'll probably just kind of brush it off, but maybe we'll get a crash out, Raul.
Nah, no crash out. Like I said, I don't even care about Oregon at this point. They're irrelevant to me. We're not. I'll worry about them once we face them on November 22nd. But yeah, I mean, Dan Lanning saying that, he should just ignore that question and say, "Yep, might have to be regulated. If not, we'll continue doing what we do."
Yeah, some of these responses are just hilarious. Yeah, no, literally, the fact that he could say that with a straight face is just mind-boggling. are you that like? Do you really sniff your ass that much? You believe that shit? And Jeff says Landon is a bull. Yeah, he is. Shit. Let's see what else. Oregon and tampered again. The tagline was a big on Twitter. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, there is a reason he was asked that question. Yeah, clearly they knew that he tampers a lot. So, but it is what it is. And Doug, like, they're going to say whatever they want just to make them sound better. He's learned a lot from politics. Just saying. But yeah, what else do we have when it comes to the Big Ten Media Day? Anything else that you guys are hoping to hear, or anything that I wonder if the little brother is going to have the same repeat from last year? If he's going to tell everyone where USC and UCLA are located at.
Yeah, he might do a repeat. Who knows? We'll see if he got trained this year.
They better have trained him, because they cannot afford. Not I'm saying they can't afford it, but like he can't afford mentally to have that kind of same situation that happened last year, because that shit was hilarious.
Yep. And then one thing I do want to bring up is I think I can't pronounce his name, or is it Cignetti or something like that?
Curt Cignetti or whatever. Yeah,
the head coach. I mean, he called out the SEC BS when it comes to scheduling.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool to see. He didn't care, and he said, "I'm just going to call it out how it is." So
yeah,
I'm glad someone is saying it from the coaching's perspective.
Yeah, he was kind of getting destroyed in some of the comments that I was saying, because he was an FCS school, wasn't he? Did he come from an FCS school?
James Madison, I think, is an FBS.
Oh, FBS. Okay.
Could be wrong there, but I mean, I see both sides. You know, they did remove one of their Power 5 opponents and scheduled some weak opponents.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he is right. You should be more focused, honestly, on the 9 conference games when SEC has 8 conference games. So
it should be equal across the whole board for the most
absolutely.
part. I feel like it should be, but because then we wouldn't have to have these kind of conversations if we were all playing on the same playing field. But that's college football for you, so no one's ever going to agree on the same kind of stipulations on everyone. But as long as we don't play any FCS schools, I'm fine with that. As long as that stays the same, I'm good. But yeah, other than that, what else did we hear from Big Ten Media Day that wasn't USC related? But when does USC go on? Do we have a time for them tomorrow?
I
no.
don't know, but let's see.
If not, we can just move on to Illinois and the litmus test that we have against them, which in all essence, after looking at some of the stuff from Illinois, I might be leaning away from them being like the
I'm going to pop in real quick. 1:30. We are actually the last team. 1:30, and I believe that is local time. So since it's in Vegas, so we will be the last team.
Damn. So it's gonna be around like
3:30 Central.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gonna be 1:30 p.m. Local time. So it's in Vegas. So again, it goes Iowa, Purdue, UCLA, Michigan State, and USC. Actually, sorry, Michigan. I did not scroll down far enough. Michigan will be the last team, so it'll be second to last.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and transition over to the preview for the Illinois game, the game that a lot of people seem to think is going to be the litmus test for this team and see where we're at. It's a road game for us, so it's going to probably be the toughest road game that we're going to have up to this point. So let's go ahead and talk about them real quick. So last year they were based off their schedule. They were fairly decent. Let's see, what was their final record last year? They were 10-3 overall, and their only losses that they had were to Penn State, Oregon, and Minnesota. So they didn't have the toughest schedule, but for the most part, they handle their business, but in a lot of close games here. So, Guns, what are your thoughts about this Illinois game here? And I'll have some more stats here pretty soon, but I'll let everyone else talk real quick.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts is it's definitely going to be a tough game, physical game on the road. That wasn't our strength last year. They retained 16 of 22 starters. They did lose some key playmakers on the offensive end, 2 wide receivers and a running back. So that's kind of, I think, the big focus or area of weakness, I guess you could say. Their offensive line is going to be strong. Defense got stronger on the defensive line. From what we're seeing, they retained both their coordinators. That's always a good thing, regardless who you are as a program. This game's going to be their homecoming game, so the crowd's going to be pretty rowdy. It could be an early game. We kind of discussed this in chat prior. Maybe this is going to be the big noon game. We'll see, and we'll find out as we get closer. And then lastly, I mean, they didn't go crazy in the portal. I have them ranked as the 12th best class in the Big Ten, so nothing crazy. But again, the fact that they retained 16 to 22 stars, that kind of tells you they didn't really have to go that crazy. So, it's going to be a big game for us to that point.
All right, Raul, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it'll be the first test of the season, and it'll give us a good idea of where we stand at that point in the season. With that being said, I still think USC pulls off the victory. I was thinking it would be a little bit of an easier game for us on the thought that, it would be a regular game. But if it's a big noon game, it could be a little challenging in terms of just what's that, the body clock or whatever. I can't think of the specific term, but like it'll be basically a 10 a.m. game for us, right? So that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully we don't get off to a slow start. But that being said, I still see USC winning. Yeah, they have 16 returning starters, but we have a solid team ourselves, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we do that game and what kind of plays Lincoln Riley takes out for that game. I'm sure he's going to have to go deep into his playbook for that specific game, since Illinois is going to be a well-coached team, experience. So it definitely will be a challenge on the road.
Yeah. Well, so what I'm from the stats that I'm seeing here, Illinois wasn't the greatest on offense. Their total offense was 92nd in the nation. Rush offense, 79th. Passing offense was 86th. And that's with the weapons that you said that they had last year that they lost, Guns. So, that's still not saying that Luke Altmaier, they may have had the good weapons, but did they have the quarterback to get those weapons the ball? Because right now their passing offense was 86th. Their scoring offense was middle of the pack. It was tied for 64th in the nation, averaging 28.3 points a game. Their defense was also middle of the pack, same with their rush defense. So they're I guess a middle of the pack team, which is based off their record. It states that. So other than that, they weren't really good in certain areas, specific areas, but I honestly looking back at Luke Altmaier's career, at least based off his stats. He's gotten better, but not by leaps and bounds. Illinois, or when he was at Ole Miss, he was a mop-up duty player for 2 years. He only played in 9 games at Ole Miss. At Illinois, he had 9 games his first season there, threw for just under 2,000 yards, but had 10 interceptions on 13 passing touchdowns. And then this last year, better, a little less than 1,000 yards more. He had 2,717 yards on 22 passing touchdowns with 6 interceptions. So we'll see where he picks up from last year. He was just above 60% completion percentage. So he got worse than his first year. His first year was 64%. So he didn't get better in the completion percentage, and that's with the wide receivers that you say he lost. So I don't know what he has this year at this point when it comes to his wide receivers, but that doesn't give me confidence that he's going to take a bigger leap than he would have last year, or that he should be taking it this year. But a lot of people seem to think that he's going to be better and that he's probably one of the top quarterbacks, and it's only based off because of what, though? Like, why do they have this confidence in him when I'm sure Jayden Maiava, if he had a full season, would have easily had more completion yards for that and more touchdowns, probably more interceptions, granted, but he has better weapons than Ole Miss does. So sure, Illinois. Sure, Ole Miss has a lot of players coming back, but his weapons are going to be different. So we have some of the better DBs to be going against. So I think this should actually be a easy game. Not easy, but I think this is going to be a lot easier than what people are giving Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, I've brought it up in the past, and Kristen's been backing me up with this point. But I personally think that Illinois schedule last year was on the weaker side.
Yeah,
and kind of what Anthony James is saying on the comments, that they're pretty much the opposite of us. They just happen to win their very close game in comparison to us, and that'll happen if you have depth, right? We didn't have any depth last year, so the way I see it, we lost those close games in the fourth quarter because we were lacking depth, and that's not an excuse. That's just a fact. We didn't have the depth that we have this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So Illinois could pretty much be on the same boat as we were if it weren't for that. So, I think we pull off the victory. It might be a little closer than I initially thought just because of that early noon game. That could potentially be the case.
Yeah. Well, based off the teams that they played last year, they beat Michigan, of course, which we lost to them, but Michigan was a very one-dimensional team. So if you could really stop that one dimension, then you're good. And it didn't help that we had a player kind of give up on us. But other than that, when they played Penn State, they lost 21-7, and that's a team that we took to the edge. We should have won that game. We should have won the Michigan game, but granted, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But then when they played Oregon, they lost 38-9, and they lost to Minnesota 25-17, basically kind of like what we did. But they did beat a decent South Carolina team that everyone's pretty high on, especially with their quarterback situation. So, and they beat Nebraska in overtime, and they got pushed to their limits by Purdue. Purdue scored 49 points on them, which I don't think anyone could really have saw that coming from Illinois or from anyone in the world would think that Purdue would have put up that much on Illinois. So I think this is not going to be the toughest road game for us, clearly, but I just think it's not going to be as tough as everyone thinks it's going to be. But a lot of I think Jeff said it here. Where did he say it here about Lincoln Riley? Because I think that's the real thing that's going to be the situation for this team is how Lincoln Riley coaches. Because the team is clearly good enough to be able to beat this team. I think wholeheartedly that we have the best talent for to be able to beat this team. It's just, can Lincoln Riley make the correct decisions in this game, especially on the road? Because I feel like his decision making on the road has been atrocious. So it's just going to be all on him on how he gets this team ready. Especially, we need to get there 2 days before or a day and a half before something. Give them some time to get acclimated to the time zones difference and the jet lag. So it's really up to him. And this, of course, it's always up to the head coach, but really in this situation, it has to be. They have to be well prepared, especially getting there early.
Yeah, and then I mean, to add on, I mean, I hope we really, if we're 4th and 2, right, and it's a 50-yarder field goal, punt the ball, force them to go 80, 90 yards or whatever the case may be on this defense. Like we got to play the field position, use that to our advantage. If we can do that, I think we're going to be in more favorable spots for this offense. So I really hope that is a plan of attack this year for Lincoln. It's a big year for him. He's got to clean up some stuff, obviously, and we do expect that to happen. But we'll see.
See, like when people think of this as a litmus test for the team, it's pretty much a litmus test for Lincoln Riley and where his coaching ability is. Like what Jeff says is this is all Lincoln Riley's weaknesses: errors, distance, away game, and coaching choices. Like this is basically where we're going to see if he's grown when it comes to his coaching on away games. Because for the most part, he's been good at home, but it's just this is where it's going to show if he's learned from his past mistakes, especially that Minnesota game should never have came down to that. But yeah, what else do we have to really kind of talk about when it comes to Illinois? Their scoring defense was actually pretty decent last year. They were 31st in the nation, averaging 31.7 points a game. And their third down conversion, or that's on their defense, that's on their offense. So their defensive third down conversion or fourth down conversion was pretty good, but it's fourth down conversion, so it's kind of hard to really kind of gauge that. But let's see what the chat is saying here. With Big Ten play style, guns, time is possession. I think Riley gets in his head about making every position an opportunity to score. I mean, yeah. Like you want to score every possession, but
I mean, I think that's spot on. I mean, there was plenty of times when we were leading in the fourth quarter and we throw the ball 3 times. Like to me, that is him trying to push the ball to score.
Yeah,
right. Just run the ball, take some time off. If anything, we don't score and we try to force that team to go again 80 yards or whatever the case may be. So. I hope we do see a little different change of style. I like him being aggressive, but maybe not too aggressive, right? Like there's times where he's just too aggressive. So we'll see.
Yeah, like it's fine when you're aggressive, like going first, second, third quarter. But when you have the lead, like if you're up like 10, 14 points or whatever, you gotta milk the clock. You gotta slow it down. You gotta grind it out, make them tired. In the fourth quarter, that's where teams win the game, is in the fourth quarter. You gotta make sure you put it away and just keep the ball safe and not make any dumb mistakes by throwing it 3 times. That's pretty much kind of what I guess you can say would hurt Miller Moss, is because he's throwing so much in the fourth quarter. He threw most of his interceptions in the fourth quarter, so you're forcing him to make these kind of errors by having him throw that much. Let's see what else is this. They're saying Jeff says he implodes against ranked teams. He shoots himself in the foot in the fourth with his game management. We keep him because of the pay and ability to give us Heisman's and 40 points per game. Well, now we have D'Anton Lynn, so hopefully that should change. This defense, based off what Raul and B. Jones have said, is this defense is going to be the strength of this team. So. And I'll tend to believe that because of based off the body types that we have and D'Anton Lynn's second year and this roster has a second season under his coaching. So I'm tend to believe that they're saying is true. I trust their eyes.
Yeah, no, and just to add to that comment from Jeff, I feel like Lincoln Riley was in his head to an extent, but also he didn't have no confidence in the defense that Grinch and staff couldn't stop anyone. Last year is not an excuse, right? Like he had his mishaps, but I'm saying in years prior, he just didn't have any confidence in the defense, I feel. And he felt like every possession he needed to be perfect and score every single time. And hopefully this year he takes that steps and realizes, okay, I got the defenses. The defense has my back. I don't have to be perfect in every single possession. We just can't put them in a bad spot and allow them to, make plays and put us in a good position.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Tina says, do we take the opening kickoff or defer? I want to put the defense out first. I miss deferring and putting our defense out there. That mentality, just that our defense is going to set the tone, was always like one of my favorite things about Pete Carroll, is that we always wanted the ball in the second half. That's when we're going to take over the game in the second half. So I hope he does that, but being an offensive minded coach like he is, I doubt it.
I hope he does that. And if we take the ball, we need to score. We can't afford a 3 and out. If he's going to take that offensive possession to start up the game, we need to score, or at the very least, put them deep in their end zone.
Yeah,
we can't afford to get a 3 and out and then give the ball right away and start the game off bad and letting the crowd getting into the game or whatnot. So,
I mean, knowing Lincoln Riley, and he's probably going to want to kind of prove a point that Jaden's improved this year. I'm sure he's going to, if we win, like I'd put money on if we win the coin toss in this first opening game, that we're going to receive the ball in the first. I can pretty much all but guarantee it that he will pick that. But hey, you never know. If he chooses to defer, then that's one sign of growth in this dude. So, like, I don't know if you want to put a bet out there, Raul.
No, I'm not going to put a bet. I just don't want to see any more Blackie Chan tweets. Run the ball. Run the ball.
Yeah, that was so frustrating.
But I agree. You got to defer. I mean, it's like Anthony said, it is an advantage to defer. So probably won't do it to Missouri State, but still, these Big Ten games, let's have our defense, set the tempo.
Okay, I was going to say, Jeff, I was like, I'm pretty sure we're now playing Montana. If we were playing Montana, I think that would be a better game than the Missouri State one.
Yo, and I don't know if is that Alex Rose or Calix Rose. I did not mean that towards you. We definitely need to run the ball more. This was strictly because last year he went on some tantrums during the game, calling out Lincoln Riley to run the ball more. Yeah. So it wasn't intended for you.
Almost every other tweet was me tagging him, telling him to run the ball. So yeah, I will try not to do that unless it's warranted. Because last year, it was warranted.
Yeah, he definitely needs to run the ball more.
Yeah,
that's for a fact.
Wait, Anthony says, "Nah, F that. Take the ball against Helton." Nah, I think we should embarrass him by going on taking defense, but we all know it's not going to happen. But let's see. I went on a tantrum to ask my son. Yeah, like my wife kind of left the room after a while because I was just yelling. So it is what it is.
Jeff almost broke his TV. That's tough.
I mean,
I don't think I've ever done that close.
I mean, I was kind of close to it as well. Like, I was so mad.
No, I just I just take a walk. I was like, all right, time to take a walk.
Yeah,
I'm out here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I walk away.
Kristen says running the ball and the entire offense is dictated on the O line, which is a big question mark this year. Yep.
Oh, we get it, Kristen. We get it.
We know that's your question mark.
I know that's your biggest question mark, Kristen. So we'll see. Hopefully, the O line proves you wrong, and then you give them its props.
Hopefully, we can run the ball.
And then he says, going back to Illinois, they play Nebraska before us, right? No, they play Indiana before us.
Yep, on the road too. So that'll be I would say a pretty physical game. So we'll definitely see how they look.
So let's take a look at their schedule here because they have an easy schedule. Like we didn't. I don't know if you mentioned this, Guns, when we were talking about it, but this is their. You mentioned that this was their homecoming, right?
Yes, the homecoming. Yeah.
So, yeah, they chose us to be their homecoming, which is early on or not. It's towards the end of September, which is kind of crazy. Which typically homecoming's like in October, but so this is their schedule. They play Western Illinois, easy game.
You want to share the screen?
Huh? It's just a Google thing, so it's not fine. It's not that big, but so they play Western Illinois, easy dub. Duke, I'm pretty sure it should be an easy dub for them, but it's in Duke, so who knows? I'm not sure who their quarterback is, but then they play Western Michigan.
Duke's got that. Sorry to jump in. They got that Tulane quarterback who they paid supposedly $3 million for.
Oh, really?
That might be an interesting game. I didn't know.
Should be an interesting game then. Yeah. Then they play Indiana, which they have Fernando Mendoza from Cal as their quarterback now. So should be interesting to see how they do against with him. And also they have a new OC at Indiana, so I'm not sure they're going to have the same kind of scoring offense as they did because Fernando wasn't really the best. At Cal, was he did he throw the rock around a lot at Cal, Guns?
Yeah,
he was do a threat, right?
Yeah. He ran. I know he can run, but and then right after that, then we play Illinois, and then they have Ohio State and Purdue and Washington in October. So that's why they did not want to have their homecoming game in October because they only have one home game, which is against Ohio State. And we all know that you don't want to schedule Ohio State for your homecoming game, especially Illinois. You're probably not going to go well with that. So for the most part, their schedule is pretty soft because then they have Washington, which that's going to be a tough place to play. They have a good quarterback, but other than that, they have Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. So I think it's a pretty doable schedule for them. If anything, I only see 3, possibly 4 losses for them. One of those losses being us, and then this could be a toss-up for them, and Indiana will be a toss-up, but guaranteed loss. I'm guaranteeing that they're going to lose to Ohio State. So
I'm guaranteeing they're going to lose versus USC. They don't want to schedule any future homecoming games versus USC either.
Yeah, if anything, they should have waited for the Rutgers game.
They should have. Just saying.
So, yeah, but other than that, their schedule is pretty soft, in my opinion. But let's see what the chat is saying here before we move on. Kristen says, guys, our defense was better last year, but let's not act like our defense was getting turnover or 3 in and out. Teams consistently went on long drives. Well, granted, we weren't deep, so we were having people that were taking a lot of snaps late into the games, especially in the fourth quarter. So you got to take that into consideration. We're a lot deeper on the defensive line and in the secondary. So I definitely think we're going to take leaps and bounds, especially with how we can cycle people through. But,
the defense was better, but you're spot on, Kristen. I mean, we weren't getting great turnovers. We weren't going 3 and out. I mean, at times we were giving up almost 200 rushing yards. To me, if we get close to 150, I am going to be concerned about this defense. Yeah. So I expect us to be really, really tight on the run defense this year.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
telling
sure.
you guys that the D line is going to be 10 times better this year.
Oh, we know what you're saying, but we haven't seen them, so we can only go based off what you guys are telling us. And we trust you all, but it's just I just think the fact that some of these
Don't trust me. This is coming from the players
True.
itself. It's not
It
even
is.
from
Yeah, but I'm just saying that a lot of our viewers don't have the liberties to see and hear that stuff, so we have to tell them. So
yeah.
But
And
then-
and then let's just look at the difference. How many 300 plus players we had last year?
one,
Right, or two?
1.5, because one just left and stopped playing.
And then the other one, I think Kobe Pepe ended up putting in a lot of weight, but it might have not been the best weight.
Yeah,
'Cause you can only gain X amount of good weight in a short period of time. So we have a ton of players this year that are 300 plus. I want to say it's like 7, 8.
yeah. So Jeff says defense has to be light years better, having seven 300 plus guys, big edges, and a much more athletic and tall linebackers. So yeah, I definitely feel like that the defense should be our highlight. So. And then Anthony James says Fernando Mendoza is not special. I knew like 5 Fernando Mendozas in high school. What the heck, Anthony? That's funny. And then Jeff says if Lynn can't win with this staff and these kids, then his years with UCLA was a fluke. Yeah, I mean, they have to be better. They have to be better than they were last year, especially with the talent and the staff, like what you were saying. So this definitely will but like we saw a huge improvement even with the staff that we had last year and the kids that we had last year, because Danton had a first round draft pick. Was he a first round draft pick for UCLA last year? Guns, that defensive end that he had.
Yeah, Latu. He was.
Yeah. So it helps when you have that, and but I think that we have a better defensive line right now than UCLA had his first year. So I definitely feel like there should be an improvement here. So let's see what else. I'm trying to get through everyone's chats here. So sorry if I'm going a little bit slow here. So Jeff says letting the QB have ages to throw is a recipe to wear your linebackers and secondary out. So yeah, definitely. I hope he comes up with some good blitzing schemes and disguising blitzes. I expect the defense to be better. The only thing Lynn had at UCLA does not have the current roster is the elite pass rusher. Well, we could have that elite pass rusher. We should have that elite pass rusher with Cam Fountain, and we have the players. It's just the depth is a lot better now. So
Yeah, gotta see it. Yeah.
Not only one, I feel like we can have multiple elite pass rushers. I feel like people are forgetting about Anthony Lucas because he got injured early last year, but we got him. We got Cam Fountain. Then we have.
Yeah, I
Shelby,
really hope he does get his first sack. Hope he really does.
who, Camp?
No, Anthony Lucas.
Oh
Anthony
yeah.
Lucas. I mean, he was doing really well last year. He was very close.
Yep, very close.
So I don't know. I just feel like we can have a lot of. I don't know. We got a ton of potential on this D line. I feel like us getting sacks this year is not going to be an issue, especially versus the weaker teams.
Tino brings up a good question.
Who?
Oh, BC might be frozen. Yeah, I think he is frozen. Question is, are we more worried about the O-line or the quarterback? Honestly, I'm more worried about the O-line. The
Yeah.
O-line is what we anticipate, then the quarterback won't be an issue. And BC was frozen. That's an issue. So it's just us two right now. I guess I'll take the reins. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Raul, on that question?
No, yeah, definitely. I feel like, with that extra year during that extra full offseason with Lincoln Riley, Maiava's going to take that growth. As we've been hearing that he hired a QB coach as well. So I do expect Maiava to be better this year. He's going to be healthier. His knee's going to be fully healthy from what we've been hearing. And, a whole year makes a difference in terms of that mental side of the game. So I do expect him to be better. Our O-line's the bigger question mark. Obviously, we lost a few key pieces. We're on the younger side in terms of the O-line, but I do expect them to do well regardless.
Sorry about that. My apartment just like flickered with the power. So luckily my
What do you
computer's.
think about that question?
What was the question?
With Tina.
Yeah, we were talking about the Tina question real quick. Or what's your thoughts? Are you more worried about the O-line or the quarterback?
This one here?
Yes, sir.
O-line. I think I'm more worried about the O-line because a lot of the offensive line that we had last year, we had Jonah Monheim, we had Elijah, who was still up and coming on that offensive line. We had Emmanuel Pregnon, we had Mason Murphy. Granted, he wasn't the greatest, but like they played a lot of snaps for us. So and now a lot of the guys that we have right now are kind of still kind of gelling together. Elijah Page is the veteran now on this offensive line. Same with Alani Noah, but it's just we have some question marks about guard on the left guard now, and we still have to see what our center is like right now because we were so used to with Jonah Monheim being a very constant kind of player who was always reliable for us. And then now we have to worry about breaking in a new left tackle. It's not, or I mean, a right tackle, but it's not like it should be a lot easier to kind of do better than what we had last year for right tackle. Sorry to throw shade, but Jaden Mayava, though, I know he had a lot of errors, but he definitely still had that gamer mentality that he would always forget the previous error that he made and would still try to make a play for us. And he came up big for us in key moments, especially in that Texas A&M game. He made some really good plays. Granted, a lot of people are going to always it's always going to be overshadowed by some of the negative plays, especially in the Notre Dame game. But that's all everyone's going to be holding over his head. So,
what people need to realize, that Notre Dame game, part of the team was already in off-season mode. They wanted to win because it's a rival, but we truly didn't have our team fully focused. And this is not a shout out against Lincoln Riley or the staff. It's just some of the players were already checked out, and it's hard to win a game like that. And we made it a very close game. With that being said,
yeah, that was the only game that we did not go into the fourth quarter with the lead, and we still had a chance to win that game. And that was with Jaden Mayava only having 3 other games before that.
Yep. And then we got to remember we also lost Woody Marks very early in that game, so we had to bring out the new running backs
that didn't have the same amount of playing time that Woody does. So I definitely,
shot against BJ because he was still new, and I think he's going to do great for us this year. But Woody Marks brought up a whole different dimension in terms of the passing game.
Woody Marks was pretty much our whole entire offense. He did everything. He really did. He ran the ball. He caught the ball. Makai had the most yards, but we were force feeding a lot of other receivers too. Imagine if we kind of keyed in on just Jacoby and Makai. I think our passing game would have been a lot more efficient than it was last year. But we were trying to force things to a lot of other players, just trying to make everyone happy. It's just you gotta win the a lot of people were saying that with I can't, he's not on the team anymore, so it kind of just left my head. But Zachariah Branch, we force fed him a lot, and I know the Georgia fans will be saying, "Oh, the balls were always behind him." No, they weren't. There was times where they were straight into his hands, and it would just be he would drop the ball. So he had that drop. It would have been his first touchdown, but he dropped the ball. So But yeah, so I have more confidence in our quarterback than our offensive line, but I still have confidence in our offensive line still. Like I have confidence that our coaching is going to be a lot better. It's just
Yep.
part of the question.
Hopefully, we get good news on in terms of Winfield getting his approval granted for this additional year.
Yeah, Kristen. Yes, we know you're worried about the offensive line. We know your perspective, man. Yeah, like I'm worried about our offensive line because let's put this in perspective. Our O line last year is better than the line we currently had, and they could not consistently block. And the QB was running for his life. Yeah, he definitely was, and I do think it was also in perspective of our coaching at the time too. If everything is said what it was that Zach Hansen took over the coaching after that, we saw leaps and bounds of them getting better. Sure, Jaden did get sacked a few times or a lot more, but I still think that I'm more confident in the QB over the line. So let's see here. And not true entirely.
Caleb's brought up a good point. The 3 nose guards this year should help the D line with the run.
Where'd you say that?
I think there's a few comments on top. Yeah.
Calix Rose. I'm hoping that we're saying your name right here. The 3 nose guards is going to improve the run defense. I hope so. Yeah. And then Jeff says Page is better probably this year, and anyone we put at right tackle is better than and other than left guard, it should be improved.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. I feel confident regarding our O-line. And then just before we end it here, I'll just say this. If we had true concerns about the O-line, I feel like Chad pursued more players in that portal window, that second portal window, and we didn't. So,
granted, we thought we would have DJ, though.
Yeah, but I mean, based on what we're hearing, or at least the last ruling, it seems like DJ is going to be approved. It's a matter of time. Because didn't we hear good news when it came to a player
in Nevada? That was in Nevada, right?
Yeah, the judge was in Nevada.
Does it matter where?
Yeah, I mean, there's no consistency with these judges. So basically.
So can we hire the Nevada judge or the
exactly?
California
judge?
I
mean, hopefully the attorney Darren goes to Nevada and gets it figured out.
If he can do that, then fine. But if it has to be a California judge, then we don't know how that.
I believe a kid wanted to get an eligibility, and the California judge said no. So
I mean,
I'm hopefully he's got to find the right judge. I think that's.
Yeah, I can't hear
where
you.
It comes down to for DJ. Oh, sorry. We got to find that right judge.
Yeah, so if we can find the right judge in California, great. But we can't just. I don't know if you can just like skip to a different state just to find a better judge, especially in specific rulings. Because if that was the situation, then a lot of people will be doing that when it comes to like any other kind of legal situations. But let's see here. Other than that, before we get out of here, let's take a look at what the chat is saying here, because check Reed's grades on run and pass and blocking. He and Winfield number grades is not great.
And then what I'll say to that, Kristen, is experience. You can't teach experience. Experience trumps everything. An additional year will help them develop better. So they might have not been great last year. They might just be good this year, and we just need good. We don't think we need elite.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out here, Guns, or roll?
No.
I'll just add real quick to that comment. I'm not putting much stock on Wingfield at Purdue, given the fact that his OC was Graham Harrell, and I think we all understand who Graham Harrell is. So, sure, he needs to improve still, but just, yeah.
Graham Harrell, there's a reason why he hasn't been able to stick as an OC somewhere. So, just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Well, we're going to get out of here.
Be here Sunday.
B Jones should be here on Sunday. But yeah, hopefully we have some good updates from the Big Ten Media Day, and we'll go ahead and preview the Michigan game because that's right after this, right? After the Illinois game is Michigan because we have a bye week in Michigan, right?
Correct. Bye week then Michigan. Yes, sir.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. So we really appreciate the 58 people that showed up to the stream here. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you want some bling or a chain before before USC plays Missouri State, definitely look on my Twitter or look for my posts on Twitter. I will definitely be putting out another post here. So if you want to order a chain, go for it. 6 positions left for the Cal State Centaurs or Cal Southern Centaurs. And then, other than that, we're going to get out of here, guys. So until next time, keep the torch burning bright. Fight on.
Fight on.